Oh, yeah, we back. Yes, Lord.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, 33? Tell me something good.
Everybody,
You know, they tell me life don't come with no manual, so we're going to take it a day at a time.
Man, about time you got here, man. Light your cigar, do whatever you gotta do. Get comfortable so we can get this game going. Oh, shit, what do you need to come out? Man, just hold your man. That's all you gotta do. Play some defense.
Man, too late, man. Domino, game.
good days, great nights. Good days, great nights. Ooh, oh, oh. Pick your favorite cigar. Cognac.
Well. Back again. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning into the Good Days, Great Nights podcast. Of course, I tell y'all all the time, this is going to be a special. Anytime I get to sit down and break bread with my people, it's always a good time. If you know me in the cigar world, they call me 33. Some people call me Cool Breeze Al. Harrison or Alicia's daddy or father, depending on what demographic you're in. Your auntie's favorite podcast host and your uncle's favorite nephew. You're now tuning into the Good Days, Great Nights podcast. This is special, man. It's the day after my birthday. So I got blessed with this one. So 37 years. I want to thank everybody that's ever been a part of my life in any kind of way. Whether long season, short season, or whatever, you just made it better. And you helped me to get it here. So forever in debt in that part. So you know my rule of thumb. When we come on this thing, we never introduce a person because we want to base it off of something different. A lot of times people know you because you was maybe in the county or the city in St. Louis, or you might have been out in California making popcorn commercials. Might have been on the news a couple times, you know what I'm saying? PBS. Might have been, you know what I'm saying, did some things with BET. Looking forward to doing some things, Netflix and some other things. So they base that off of how they know you. They don't really know you, but they base it off of that. So we do it a little different here. We do it in the segue of music. So we'll start with you first, since you're my closest one. If you were to go somewhere, what city, state, or country would you want to go to right now?
Man.
I know, right?
It don't have to be that deep.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go deep.
Where you want to go?
I'm had to say Mongolia.
Mongolia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because I've traveled. I've been to 52 countries.
Okay.
I mean, I've been in a lot of cities, a lot of states. So, I got to go somewhere where I've been to Mongolia before. But,
so you want to take us to the experience?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to fly in on the private one?
We definitely got to fly into Mongolia.
Okay, so we're going to fly in.
Yeah.
We jump on the Sprinter.
Yeah.
It's me, you, another person to my right, you're double right, so we'll get there in a minute, right? Mm-hmm. And it's your turn to drive, because you've been there before.
Yeah.
So you got to get us to the resort, or we just staying with the people, we in the mix?
We're going to spend the first day in Ulaanbaatar, and then we're going to go out to the countryside.
Okay. Your turn to drive.
Yeah.
I don't know you. Other 6 people in the car don't know you. What's 5 songs today that would describe you as a person?
Now these are current songs, or
you can take it however you want to do it.
Okay.
It can be current.
Okay.
It can be back in the day. It can be whatever. Just 5 songs.
All right. I think I'm gonna have to go with Denise Williams.
Okay.
Silly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to come with some Bee Gees, some Staying Alive.
Okay, Denise Williams. Okay.
Yep. Then I'm gonna have to go Motown. It's hard for me to pick between all my Motowns. You know what I mean? But
okay. You want the greatest hits?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
You
Motown
know.
greatest hits. Okay.
Yep.
That'll make it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then let me see. I'm gonna have to get some Jackson in there.
Jackson 5?
Michael Jackson, yeah.
It's Mike by himself.
Yeah. I'm talking band. You ever heard Ben?
I don't know if I have.
Yeah. See, that's one a lot of people ain't know Mike made.
Bend.
Yeah, Ben.
Okay.
Ben.
Okay.
And then, shoot.
One more.
Yeah, let me go, I'm going to give you some Mr. Lucci. You know who Mr. Lucci is?
I know Mr. Lucci, that detailed boot. I know where you at. Okay.
Yeah, Slab is the song.
What you know about Slab?
Yeah.
Them back in my high school days. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, Mr. Lucci, is that, like, can you give me a reason behind it?
Yeah, well, you just said it, back to your high school days. You know what I mean? I was a senior in high school in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved there my senior year from here. And I went to a concert at Oklahoma University.
Okay.
And I don't even know who was supposed to perform, but these dudes came up from Texas to open.
Yeah.
And they wasn't supposed to be cursing and stuff in the student union. You know what I'm saying? But they was letting it all out. And so the university staff was running in there trying to shut everything down. And they got the crowd so hyped. Then, some people started fighting. And the whole show ended. Yeah. And they put everybody out. And then when everybody was coming out, these guys was already in the front of the student union handing out their CDs.
They knew what time it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's Mike Jack Ben. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, why
oh, man. So there's a movie called Ben.
Okay.
And they commissioned Mike to do the theme song for
all right.
And, man, it's a cold song, man.
Gotcha.
It's cold. It's about friendship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's deep. And this is when Mike was young. I believe he was about 10, 12 years old when he sang Ben.
That's fire.
Yeah, but it's cold. It's cold. And a lot of people don't know he sang that song.
Okay, we already know Motown greatest hits, so we ain't gonna worry about that.
Yeah.
We already know that.
Yeah, that's my dad. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then BG Staying Alive.
That's my, that's my theme song. Whether I'm partying or I'm being goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my fun song. Staying alive. That's all. That's also my motto.
Okay.
Right? It's in my DNA. That's why I eat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Denise Williams.
Oh yeah. So Denise Williams, that remind me of my mother. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that.
She was a Denise Williams fan. So yeah, I'm all about Denise.
So do me a favor, man. Introduce yourself. Tell my people a little bit about you.
My name is Khalid Abdulqaadir. I was born in Wichita, Kansas. Moved to Kansas City when I was 2 years old. And then I've been here on and off ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? You want to give me a little bio?
Oh, well, okay.
Just give me a little bit.
I went to 3 high schools.
Okay.
So I went to high school in St. Louis, in Eureka. So I was in the desegregation program, which, they bust inner city kids out to the suburb. They called it good school, but as my dad would say, they were trading, physical trauma for psychological trauma. Wow. And he was absolutely right about that. Then I came out here. I moved back to Kansas City. My junior year, I went to Ruskin.
Okay.
Shout out to my Eagles out there. And then from there, I moved to Norman, Oklahoma. I went to Norman High School, and then after that, I joined the military.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt. I appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to pan over double rights. We're going to see what we got going on. Good, sir. Right?
How you doing?
We already out the country. we it's morning time. It's countryside. He going to navigate us. He going to tell us how to get there. It's your turn. Driving. 5 songs. What you got?
Oh, okay. A couple of them on my current playlist right now.
Come on.
Joyner Lucas.
All right.
Ramen and OJ.
Okay.
I've been bumping that one
Tell me
almost
a little
every
bit
day
about
for
it.
like 3 weeks, man.
Tell me about it. Why you like it so much?
It's just a song where, he ain't ever going back to them hard times. You know what I'm saying? Back to just living off ramen and OJ. So, I was never the type to live off ramen and OJ.
Mm-hmm.
But, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But electricity going out, never going back. Came too far, worked too hard. So
that's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And another one that I've been messing with Joyner for a few weeks now, but it's called "Shoot My Shot." and it's actually off the new Space Jam soundtrack. Now I know everybody got their opinions on this new Space Jam, but that track off the soundtrack, man, and it's just about you know he's gonna shoot a shot and he says you can try but you're never taking me alive. So you know we all got goals and you know I'm never gonna stop until I get there, and if I don't, well, I'm just gonna die trying. In the words 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
I think the third one, a local artist here, Sully 4Q. It's called Life's a Casino.
Okay.
And man, I've been ever since I first heard that song, man. It's really resonated with me, man. You know, talking about just place your bets on me, man, and I ain't gonna let you down. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And that goes to everybody who loves me out there. You know.
Okay, I like this list so far. We good. We got some grooves. Okay.
Yeah.
Two more.
Another artist that we represent and we help out manage. They're called the Youngins, and they have a song called "Fall Back." And basically, it's just saying like, man, even if it seems like I fell off, and even if you haven't heard from me in a while, you know, I'm still here and I'm still grinding. So. That was an artist that was introduced to me from Khalid, and when I first heard it, I was just like, man, I got to produce a video for that. I don't even care, man. You know, just because I like the track and I got to do a video for it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And then the last one is just, you know, it's called Under the Bridge. You know, my dad introduced me to the song Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. Under the Bridge. You know, they expressed their love for LA in that song, and I got love for LA too. I lived out there for 6 years, so every time I hear it, it takes me back. You know what I'm saying? So,
no doubt. Do me a favor, introduce yourself.
My name's Corey McCartney. Everybody around here probably knows me as Tehran Mac. It's a stage name. My middle name is Tehran. So, actor. I'm a producer, production manager, and yeah, man. Been living in Kansas City since 2017. We've been making movies, proof of concepts, trailers, short films, music videos. You know what I'm saying? And engaging the community as best we can using our talents. So.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Blessing us and sit down and talk to us. So I'm big on mental. I'm big on your mental. 24 hours in a day. What does that look like? What's a 24-hour day look like for you?
Well, first, you know, you gotta, if you ain't eating off your dreams yet, you know what I'm saying, then you eating off what you gotta do, right?
Eating off your dreams, huh?
Yeah. So, you know, I ain't quite made it to the point where I can eat off my dreams yet, so I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm working at JOB. Okay. So, yeah, you know, wake up in the morning, you know, I get my kids ready for school, you know what I'm saying, get to the job. And then, as soon as the job is over, I'm 1,000%. At the mission.
I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get off at 3:30, and at 3:29, like I'm already gone. Yeah, I'm gone. I got my computer open. I'm writing a movie script. I'm making a phone call. I'm sending an email. I'm plotting. I'm planning. I'm doing sit-ups. I should probably do more sit-ups. You know what I'm saying?
We all should.
Yeah. But I'm going towards the mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, after searching for the mission, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Gotta get back.
What's an hour a piece look like for you?
Honestly, man. So I got a separate piece. There's a novel called A Separate Piece that I read in high school, which is it's a horrendous novel. It was well written, but the concept of it is really horrendous. But I like to use the title of it, A Separate Piece. Okay. So I got two pieces, you know what I mean, if I will. When I'm exercising my passion, that's peaceful to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, when I'm with my family, that's peace as well. You know what I mean? When I'm doing my thing, I'm pursuing my passion, I'm working on my craft. You know, I'm primarily a writer and director as far as this movie thing goes. It's therapeutic for me.
It's dope.
Yeah, writing is a very solitary activity. Yes, sir. And so it kind of does two things in one for me. Is it allows me to express myself and put my ideas out there. It allows me to explore things within myself that I may not, be ready or interested in talking to other people. And then obviously, when I'm with my family, got my kids. That's what it is. It's party time.
Fun dad.
Yeah.
That's the goal?
Yeah.
Is that because of, like, how you seen your dad, or is that just because, like, what was that? It's like, what makes you the fun dad? Want to be the fun dad?
you hitting nails on heads. Yeah, my dad was steady, strict, but he had a sense of humor, you know what I mean? But, just going through some of the things that everybody goes through in life, I know how hard it is. And I make sure, my kids understand that. And when we have an opportunity to enjoy ourselves, I make sure that we take that opportunity to do that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. Corey, what's up?
24 hours, man.
24 hours in a day.
Lately, and it just depends on the year and the time of year, you know what I'm saying? But lately, man, it's just been a lot of tabs open. Wake up in the day and there's 14 things to get done, and it's just a matter of prioritizing. So, like he said, I got a job, and I'm good at it, but it requires me to be present, be in the room, see a lot of different people. I'm in sales.
Okay.
And I try to multitask as best as possible. I try to take every call, no matter if it's for the job or if it's for film or if it's somebody wanting to, do something with music. Try to take every call and respond to everything. So I spend the whole day just making calls.
Gotcha.
Dropping in on people, meeting with people, calling people back, emailing people back for various different little things that I got going on. And then, I tell everybody, man, the work really doesn't stop. And, what I'm saying? Especially depending on the call, it don't matter if I'm family or not, man. I got to take it sometimes.
You got to take it.
But, I got a son, man. I got to teach him how to ride a bike still. Trying to teach him how to score a soccer goal.
That's
trying to teach him how to catch a football. So you got to make time for that. Got to cook the chicken. We've been saying that lately, man. Got to get out there, get on that grill, man. I had to cook before I came here today. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's good.
That's dope. That's
dope.
What I
mean? So yeah, man. That's, and then at night, man. I've been trying to watch more TV. I haven't seen a lot of things. I'm trying to educate myself every day as a filmmaker, and so I'm trying to see what people are up to, man, on the screen, man. See what we can do, what we can take away for our films, and yeah, man. That, getting it in with the wife, you know what I mean?
That's cool. That's cool. We got a thing we say. Seen a meme one time, and it was like it was called "Make the Chili."
Okay.
And it's crazy you said, like, me and my guy, we real big on like energy. Energy good is good. So in the meme, it was more or less talking about like how a lot of times people want you to do things with them, and you always like, I don't want to do that, or I'm too busy. And the lady was telling the other lady, like, hey, just make the chili. It don't matter. Like, and she was like, well, I don't want to make the chili because I want to go do this. I want to go do that. I want to go here. I want to go there when I get there, And in the end, some things happen. And it's like, if you would have just made the chili, could you had another memory with the person? So I think from what I'm hearing, y'all sound like some dope dads first. So that's how you get your blessings. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, as a father, being there is everything. You see what I'm saying? We are associated to money. We're associated to the newest shoe, the newest game, the new everything, right? But when you sit back and you think about your dad or male figures in your life, like it was just really, a lot of times it was just riding with them. You see what I'm saying? Just those car rides, just those simple, come outside, let me see you shoot the ball type stuff. Like that's going to be forever there. But it'll be a time that multiplication will kick his butt. And you'll be like, I got that. Then there'll be a time where you'll be like, hey, man, hold on, let me call my homeboy. Because I don't really know how to do these formulas. And it ties it together, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've been real big on telling my friends, we as men need to do stuff together. Like, if we can hang out, we should better hang out with kids.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? So
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. When you look at your life and where it's at now, do you think you're doing your kids a service or a disservice with showing them how to dream? What would you say you're doing?
You know, that's a good question, man, because it's kind of like it's like a situation where you got a tray with water in it, right?
Yeah, talk to me.
If the tray start leaning towards the right and you try to correct it, then your water's going to go towards the left, and you in the same situation you was when it was going towards the right.
I like it.
And so, you know, I think a lot of times that becomes the scenario as we go from, you know, father to son to grandchildren to great-grandchildren, is that everybody tries to, you know, make that correction that they feel like they got slanted on from their parents. And then, you know, I just think, you know, we just end up kind of going too far to the edge and spilling over a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that that's also something that's, you know, I think that's in our DNA, you know what I mean? And I think that that's what makes us human, and that's what gives us these dynamic qualities and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I you know, I would say you're always doing. Now, this is obviously saying if you are actually parenting your children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there got to be some kind of baseline, like you feed them and you know.
Right.
So I think we're always doing a service and a disservice simultaneously.
Gotcha. What you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I grew up with a father that went to work every day, and
Right.
that was the most important thing. So, you know, showing the kids how to dream and how to go after it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the way to go. You know, sometimes I wish I would have started my filmmaking journey earlier. Right. But at the same time, my kid wouldn't even have been born yet, so he wouldn't ever see me going through it. By the time, you know, he turns 16, 10 years from now, maybe he'll have some fond memories of when I was going through it and then seeing me make it. You know what I'm saying, in that journey. Whereas if I would have started in my teens or something like that, he wouldn't even have ever seen what it took. You know, because he wouldn't have been born yet. And then by the time he's born, well, I already made it to this level of success. So he didn't actually see what it took to get there. So, you know, trying to keep those things in mind, you know.
I think that's live. Man, that's some good answers right there. It's a good way of thinking. Definitely with the trays, and definitely you want them to go through it with you so they'll appreciate it. Mm-hmm. First of all, just like I make sure I pay the bills. All right. So, Drip Ultra Pure Water, my guy David Jordan, Entrepreneur of the Year. Good water. He got something going here. So he been taking care of us. Also, we at the Pure Hookah Lounge, 3419 Main Street. Had a couple panels, so we back in the building. Came back. They show us love all the time, every time we come.
Some refreshing water.
I'm trying to tell you. When y'all come in, make sure you say good days, great nights when you see them at the counter. Who knows, they might have a good hookah for you or something. I'm trying to work me a little flavor. They don't know yet, but I'm going to try to see if they put me one on the list.
Oh, okay.
If they put it in duct tape or something and just stick it on the menu,
Yeah.
it'll make it so it'll be one, you know, that we can say that I play with when I come in. So I'm trying to find it.
Right.
Because I'm really a cigar guy.
Is it going to be barbecue flavor?
Nah, I don't really do barbecue like that. I like it,
Yeah.
but me, if it had been me, it'd have been some macaroni and cheese flavor or something, you know, sweet potato pie, cheesecake or something. Just came back from out of town, so it might have been turkey leg or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey,
You just said something like
I
that.
can do that.
So when we look at life, man, and we're going through everything that we're going through and everything that we're seeing, man, the goal a lot of times is to be the best person that we can be. Along the way, I think we lose sight of like our dreams. When you think about your dreams, is this something that you knew you always wanted to do, or is this something that like kind of came back over and over again? Maybe you was watching TV, maybe you was looking at, because I got one of my homeboys, matter of fact, the one behind the camera, He told me when he grew up watching the basketball games, looking at the guy on the baseline. He watched the sports, but he was like, man, I want his job. So certain people had that niche and that grown. So like, what do you think it is like within y'all?
I mean, with me, man, it's always been there. I mean, I've always had bigger dreams about being involved with film, music, entertainment. You know what I mean? And some talent shows and stuff when I was a kid.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah.
But, I've always enjoyed bringing people together, and it's been something that I look for naturally, in ways to start getting people to communicate in my own personal life, So, when it came to film and talking to Khalid about it, I was like, man, what do you need me to do? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I know what I can do. I know what I'm good at. And he was like, man, just be synergy. That's what he said. I was like, shit, man. If that's it, then that's what you got, man. Because that's what I be trying to do anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to get all my family to communicate with each other and trying to get my friends to blend with each other. Try to get everybody to kick it. Host parties, host events.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff translates into film production and getting people together.
Okay.
Yeah.
No doubt. You mentioned a relationship. You mentioned the missus.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Married as well?
Yep.
Okay. How many years? I don't want to put y'all on the spot.
12.
I forgot.
We got married in 2013. How many years is that?
Enough.
We've been dating since 2002, though. So we coming up on 20 years.
That's what's up. Yeah. So in that, how has that been with your spouse? Like pushing you to your dream?
Where you been?
One band, one sound?
Well, it started off adversarial for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just because in the beginning, it's like, oh, okay, this dude finna get into something else and be, whatever. But once she started to see us producing things that made sense, then she was like, oh, he's actually doing something. So
right.
let me let him do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was adversarial for me in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Being honest.
With me, man, it's she hasn't said it, but it almost seems like she's been waiting on me to go after something that's larger than what I was doing.
Yeah.
She's always been there, and I wasn't doing shit early on for a while.
That's
dope.
dope.
What I mean?
Yeah.
She waited around, so now when I'm going after this, it was a surprising level of excitement. So she's been supportive. Yeah, man, not nowhere near adversarial. You know what I'm saying? She'll have some questions that we need to answer, and I've had her. We got her involved in business wise too, with the nonprofits and all that. So, yeah, man, it's almost like she's like, man, like I've been waiting on you to do something with your talent.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Like,
but it has to be a dope feeling though.
Yeah.
From excuse me, for a husband to see his wife be like, "Hey, that's your dream. Go get your goal." That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So I think sometimes you wonder, does she see the dream? Does she not see the dream? Does they see like where I'm trying to go? Do they understand the vision? So the buy-in has to be crazy. Yeah. So once the buy-in's crazy, then you kind of, I don't care if y'all tell me no because she's telling me yes every day.
That's right, man.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
So once you get that yes from home, and it was funny, man. We was sitting around smoking cigars this weekend, and one of my guys said he had to ask for permission, to do stuff, right? And then one of the young ladies was sitting there. She said, don't say permission. Say you was asking for her blessing, or I'm asking for his blessing, not a permission thing, because it sounds like you got to be controlled. But when you get your spouse's blessing, I think it makes it a difference.
Yeah.
It makes you be able to run the world fearless. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No doubt.
I agree. Yeah, I think what made my wife finally buy into it was when I incorporated my kids into the game.
Talk your talk.
So, me and the kids, we done sat down. We read an entire book. We read the annotated African American folk tales by my man Henry Louis Gates. And so every night we would read one of those folk tales, you know what I'm saying? And then once we read the whole book, the kids was like, we should make a movie. And I was like, yeah, we should. Let's do that. And we had a dry erase board on the wall. We got to mapping out characters. We wrote the whole story. And we went from, the book to the concept to the script to a whole film production. And we shot a short film. And so once she saw that, then she was able to really get supportive, really get behind it, because she could really see the value in it now, as I'm always involving my kids with what I do. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, so tell me a little bit, like, what all have we done? What all have you done, both of you guys, in the last couple productions, and some things you got coming down the line, things you're thinking about, things you want to do, the plan, what you can say. Hold the face cards close, but what you can give me, give me a little bit.
We got so we got 2 documentaries that we're working on.
Okay.
One of them is big. They're both big. They're both big.
Yeah, they're both pretty big.
One of them is big, and that's all we can say about that one.
Okay.
The other one is with Lynette Woodard.
Okay.
Lynette Woodard is a giant of a human being, man. She
what
is
they call a hidden figure.
Yes. Lynette Woodard is the all-time leading scorer in the history of college basketball for women.
That's dope.
Right? And she set that record before the NCAA included women standings, in their stats. She's also the first female player to play on a men's professional basketball team.
Okay.
She was the first female Harlem Globetrotter. And when she, had transcended the sport before there was a professional realm for her to go into, she went on to become a stockbroker in New York, making $200,000 a year. Mm-hmm. Then the WNBA comes around, and she, so to speak, comes out of retirement, but it wasn't really no retirement because it wasn't no professional league for her to retire out of. And she's making $200,000 in New York, but making $35,000 playing in the WNBA in the first few years of the league's history. Mm-hmm. And so
she on the Liberties. This is back. This is when it first came.
Yeah, Okay.
Yeah.
So she's a ceiling breaker. You know what I'm saying? A skywalker, a cloud kicker. You know what I'm saying? All of them terms. She also played in the Olympics. She played in the 1980 Olympics.
Okay.
When the U.S. boycotted the Olympics because the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, mm-hmm. which is kind of relevant to today. And then they played in the tournament games, and then once they earned their right through the tournament to play in the Olympic Games, then they withdrew. They just wanted to let them know that,
we can do this.
We can do this, yeah. And then she came back in the 84 Olympics and won a gold medal. So, yeah, we're doing a documentary with Lynette Woodard.
How much longer we got till we get to put our eyes on it?
Probably a year, I'd say.
About a year?
About a year, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, aside from that, we have a film project that we've been working on for a while. We just shot a trailer for it, and what was that?
Back in late October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year.
Yeah.
And it's like this experimental, like community engagement film project. So we use film as a way to engage the community. And basically what it does is we use the idea of being in a film, or for an artist being able to contribute music or what have you to a film as an incentive to bring all these different people to the table.
Gotcha.
And then when they come to the table, inevitably they meet each other, they build relationships, and then they carry those relationships out into the real world, and it has a real world positive impact. And so we actually had 2 individuals that we worked with a couple weeks after we released one of our projects. They came across each other on the street. They had an altercation, drew firearms, You know, it was about to be the usual story.
Yeah.
But then they recognized each other from the project, which its purpose was to introduce people to each other. People get to know each other.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up squashing the whole situation.
It's building bridges right there.
Yeah. And so, you know, the Kansas City Star wrote an article about it, you know, asking Kansas City, will they support a project that can reduce gun violence? City hasn't responded. But aside from that, we did another experimental project with KCPD where you know, we got members of the African American community together with the police department. We started working on that back in April of 2019.
Right.
And then we filmed it and released it in January of 2020. And we basically, in the video title is Disarmed. And because the whole idea was for everybody to put their weapons down long enough for you to talk to each other.
Right.
Which is what happened in that real life situation.
That's real.
Yeah. And so we, you know, in the video, it's like a short musical. And in the video, the scenario basically is that there's a riot happening, you know, and the police show up and the African American community show up, and then a member of the African American community steps out and starts to rap. And he speaks from the point of view and perspective of the community, and then a police officer steps to the center and he does the same. Yeah. And so we pulled that off. You know, I took command of 35 police officers, including 16 members of the SWAT team, real officers. The SWAT team were fully loaded. They had rounds in chamber, and they could have been called at any moment to leave the set to go do what their job is. Mm-hmm. But when Corey and I walked into the police station back in April of the year prior, 2019, you know, that's what we told the police that we wanted them to do. We wanted to see if they would do it.
Yeah, of course. That's first. First. Yeah, let's see if y'all do it.
Yeah. So, and then we did some other things. Skin Deep.
Yeah, we did Skin Deep. That was it was a similar track. It tells the story of a black dude essentially, and in the video he dies from high profile gun violence by a police officer.
Yes.
And then in the second verse, it tells the story of a black police officer who dies from high profile gun violence from a dude he pulls over. The track was written by Sully 4Q. The video was written and directed by Sully and Petey McGee. So, and that's actually, it's won some awards. It won at IndieX Film Fest out in LA. It's going to be shown at KC Underground Film Fest here in a couple of weeks at Charlotte Street. Yep. Yeah, man, and that one had an impact, you know, and it was so real and it was so raw as far as the lyrics and Petey's performance that, you know, YouTube actually banned us from promoting it. Yeah. While we were in the middle of the promotion of the video. Yeah. It still ended up, you know, getting a couple 100,000 views, and there was a clip out there that got over 1 million views. But yeah, man, you know, it's raw and it's real, and it shows a lot of real footage from the protests.
Gotcha.
You know, but yeah, man, you know, essentially, you know, the same dude wakes up twice. He wakes up as a dude getting shot by the cops, and then he wakes up a second time. He's the cop shooting somebody. You know, but it, you know, the message just is the same, man. It's just like we get nowhere by pulling out the guns.
Gotcha.
You know, it literally gets us nowhere as a community, as a city, especially here in Kansas City, where it feels big, but it is small. You know, it's something that tells a story of how we should be coming together to not necessarily go against other cities, but to rival them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's important that we be somewhere, we be something that people can come to and want to run to. The goal is everybody kind of puts it on their shoulders, on their back when you step out here into this limelight. You want to put the city in a good place,
right?
You want to make the city something where, yeah, barbecue's cool. No offense, don't beat me up for this. I root for the Chiefs, but I grew up a Cowboys fan as a kid. You know, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders moves, but I do clap when they go and playoffs, Royals, all of that. But you want people to be known for other things in here.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the biggest thing for us as men, and black men, is to turn that narrative to that. So
absolutely.
With what you guys are doing, how is it? I heard you say non-profits and stuff like that. What are some things that what we're gonna do for the kids, or like young cats that maybe want to write films and things like that, or things that y'all have done, like something like that?
Well, we've been developing a program that we call F.A.C.E Kc Academy.
Okay.
So our nonprofit organization is called F.A.C.E Kc.
F.A.C.E Kc.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's and basically, look at KC, right?
Yeah.
Face it, right? It stands for Filmmakers, Artists, and Creatives for Empowerment.
Okay.
And so,
I like that.
so we have we're developing this thing called F.A.C.E Kc Academy, and the purpose of it is threefold, really. The primary objective is to have an impact on underprivileged, underserved, and a focus on inner city youth.
Yeah.
The second goal is to take those who we primarily targeting and teach them filmmaking techniques, utilizing equipment and things that they have available to them at home.
No doubt.
Yep. And so, and then the third side of that is to also teach them or familiarize them with professional grade equipment as well. Under the goal of providing these kids with a skill set that they may be able to, earn a living with.
Right.
And considering the day and age that we live in with the TikToks and the Instagrams and everything like that, right? Creating digital media. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
Creating digital media is a real opportunity for these kids. Kids drive the TikTok industry. They drive the Instagram industry. Young people do. And so giving these kids the tools and the understanding that they are able to create high quality output, I think we can, have an impact, economically, also psychologically as well. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Man, listen, I just got a TikTok. I got it, but I really don't know how to get down.
Yeah.
Instagram, I'm trying to learn this whole algorithm, and Space Jam. He was Al G. That's what they. We'll give it to it. So I'm kind of learning it, man. But it's cool to see the technology be what it is. I had one of my guests on before, a young lady named Jazz. So their whole first project on her phone and a MacBook and a small keypad, and that was it. That's how she did her first EP, like her first album.
Yeah.
They so talented with everything they have.
Limited resources.
Man, listen, my son just turned 3. FaceTime, I got to press the red button to stop it, green button to start it. If I go here on YouTube and I don't want to see this commercial, I can skip it. Mm-hmm. If I want to watch this and you call, I know how to in your call so you don't interrupt what I got going on. So I think that's cool, man, and I think it's dope what you're doing. And like I said, to make them face what they have going on.
Yeah.
My question to you, to both of you guys, is stereotypes. We hear a lot of people judge people on different things. What is one stereotype as a man or as a black person, black human being, that you've heard in your life that you want to no longer be that you feel like you have to prove wrong or have proved wrong?
A stereotype.
Yeah, that's a deep question for me.
It's deep for me too, man. Just because, I'm too racist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So a lot of biracial folks will tell you, man, you just never black enough for black folks, and you just never white enough for white folks.
Yeah, that's one though. That's a stereotype.
So I'm real tired of that, just because. I mean, even my own family, man. My sister a couple weeks ago was like, "Man, you just too white sometimes." Because I didn't laugh at her little TikTok video she showed me.
Yeah.
You know,
But it don't have. I mean, I guess one thing with that too, though, bro, it doesn't have a color.
right?
And when you go into that part of it, I do feel like sometimes people feel like you have to be super this or super that. You're just blessed to be here, bro. Two people sat down, fell in love, liked each other long enough to bring you into the world. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that stereotype drives me crazy. Like, we play the light skin, dark skin jokes and all of that, but at the same time, sometimes you're like, bro, I don't want to hear that. Like, because you still, at the end of the day, you might not be black enough, but go outside and get pulled over. You'll be black enough.
Black enough,
And
yeah.
I've definitely experienced,
You see what I'm saying?
that
See what
several
I'm saying?
times.
Yeah. And so that part of it is what bothers me. So when I ask those questions, man, it's just because I want to understand, like, I want people to understand some of the stuff that we're doing and we say, and we worry about the wrong things. That's, the new hashtag now is normalizing. So how about we normalize that just because I went to a good school or just because I put my kids in a good environment, it doesn't make me wrong. Yes, true, I would love for my kids to grow up in the inner city and it be like it was when we were kids. I'm originally from Wyandotte County. When I grew up off 1131 Wood. We started off in Sunflower Apartments, concrete floors, housing. You dig what I'm saying? Later on, 1131 Wood. You can go down any part of the street, anywhere you want to go, and everybody knew everybody, and it was cool. But nowadays, you can't do that. You can do it, but you do it at your own risk. So you find people saying, hey, I'm going to pack my bags, and I'm going to go Piper, North Kansas City, Lee Summit, Overland Park, Gladstone. Like, I'm going to move around. It's nothing wrong with that. But I think we have to figure out how to take the city back and make people be more accountable.
Yeah.
Because some of the dopest times in my summers was people knocking on the door like, come outside and play. Or getting on the bike, taking your basketball. You got a 5-speed, hitting it through the frame so it stay there, right? Taking off riding.
Right.
And you and 4 others pull up to somebody else's neighborhood and y'all want to hoop. And the goal was, we're going to represent for this part, and they represent for this part. A jug of water, and it was cool. You see what I'm saying? But I think now it's different. You see what I'm saying? So people like, that's one of the ones that kind of mess me up. Like, so would you put your kid in an academy? That doesn't take away the fact that he still has to live his life. And with us all being there, they're going to label him as a black man.
Yeah.
They're going to put him in a category that he has to every day defend himself. So that's one of the ones that kind of throw me off.
Right.
So we almost there. Books. I'm big on, I like reading. Big on movies, big on music. If you can give one book right now today for somebody to read, what would you give them?
I would give them the Decolonization of African Literature by Chinwizu.
Tell me why.
Now, I read that book, and it seemed like the book is like 320-something pages, and it seemed like every sentence was like splitting my head in half, man. It was like getting hit with an axe continuously through the whole book.
Gotcha.
The way this dude break down the psychology and how it's impacted literature, which leads into things like film and music and so on and so forth. Reading that book is really what opened my mind up to understanding how I was limiting myself creatively.
Gotcha.
To a set of conditions or reality or parameters that has to do with my relationship with another group of people. And one of the things he talks about is he talks about the imagination as like an endless ocean, right?
Gotcha.
And the space for your imagination is an endless ocean, and your imagination in that space is like a vessel.
Okay, come on.
And when you base your reality, right, off of your relationship with someone else or another people, what you do in that vast, endless space in which your vessel is, you anchor it down somewhere. You know what I mean?
Come on, yeah.
And if the counterpart to your psyche is itself an anchor something that you believe doesn't move, it's rigid, it never understands you, it doesn't do that. As long as you stay connected to it, tethered to it, you yourself will also never be free.
Okay.
And so he talks about being able to like cut that anchor, break that tether, and like explore a reality that consists of your interaction with the ultimate reality, which is, you know, God, nature, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so that's the, you know, the approach that I've taken to filmmaking.
Cool. What you got for me?
First one that comes to mind is from a dude who's known in the community for leadership. His name is John Maxwell. It's called the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
There you go.
So, you know, there's a quote from John Maxwell. It says, "People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care." And, you know, once I internalized that a few years ago, you know, things started working out for me. I started getting the job. I started getting the next meeting. I started getting the sale.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Keeping those things in mind. Plus, it exposed me it educated me about a world, especially the corporate world and in business, that, you know, learning about the 80-20 rule. You know what I mean? How 80% of your business will come from 20% of the people that you're meeting with, you know? And then 80% of the people that you're meeting with is going to make up the rest of the 20.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool.
So how to recognize those differences. And
that's cool.
And you know, just keeping it going, man, and trying to pass that information along. And just really caring about folks and starting with the person that you're talking to and not necessarily the goal that you're trying to accomplish.
No doubt. Got a question. A legacy. What do you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done?
I mean, you know, first thing that comes to mind, man, is bringing more film production to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because that's the dream. It's the dream to work in film production on a level that funds my lifestyle that I'm used to, you know, and it's not something that I want to happen anywhere else. You know, my family's here, my mom's down the street, my dad's down in St. Louis.
That's cool.
So, you know, being a big producer in Hollywood, I mean, we're family men, man, and we got to be around. So, you know, when you see people like, you know, Tech and Travis,
yeah,
and how they built something in Kansas City and they didn't have to leave to go do it.
That's dope.
You know, that is an inspiration for somebody like Khalid and I.
Yeah.
In a different industry, but wanting to build something here to where we don't have to leave and we can continue to you know, be that tide that lifts all boats.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's cool. What you got?
Legacy, you know, I'm a writer, you know what I mean? So
Come on.
So for me, I think what every writer wants is, I think the reason why writers write is because of what they want. And they're looking for an opportunity to express themselves in the freest and truest way that they can. You know what I mean? You know, there's certain people like Chadwick Boseman, Benazir Bhutto, you know what I mean? These people, they lived and they lived in excellence and they died in excellence, you know what I'm saying? And there's a level of purity in that, you know, to be able to really express and really let people know who and what you are.
Yes, sir.
And I think, you know, for me, you know, that's what I strive for, you know, and whether it's with my family or friends or whoever, or the greater community or the world, whatever.
Right.
I'd like people to be like, I know exactly who he was.
Gotcha. That's cool. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Got something we do before we get up out of here. It's called emergency contacts. Of course, life happens, COVID, other different things. Not making it home one day, right? Ask this question. There's no right or wrong answer, but it's a question. emergency contact. Something was to happen. I'm pretty sure I know your first answer, but who's the first person you call? Something was to happen. I know, right?
Well, it's actually gonna be a toss up between Corey and my brother Muhammad.
Okay.
Yeah, so Muhammad, you can look this dude up on YouTube if you want, but that's my older brother, and I know between the two of them, if something happened and I need something to get taken care of,
yeah,
I know that I can reach out in either direction with those two, and it'll get done.
All three of y'all in the car. Something happens.
Yeah.
Who do you call in?
Oh, I'm about to call my Uncle Bruce. So my aunt's husband, his name is Bruce Moore. Shout out to Bruce Moore. Bruce Moore is he's been like a pillar in my life. After my mom died, I went to live with my aunt, my mom's sister, and then her husband. He always been a real stand up dude. He retired a master sergeant in the Army and a captain on the police force. So when I say that this dude is like, I don't want to say square in the sense of like what we call a square in the old. I guess that's an older term now.
Yeah.
But square isn't like a lame. But I mean like he's square like he on his square. He on point.
Come on, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Bruce is on point. He always has been on point, and he shall remain on point.
Talk your talk.
And he really gave me the understanding of what being on point was about. And I could tell a story about when I went to Ruskin, and he was already at work because he go to work at 4:30 in the morning, and I get up, I go to school. Before I walk out the door, my aunt say, "You ain't gonna iron that shirt?" I'm like, pfft, you know what I mean? I walk to school, I'm in class and stuff, and so he worked that night. So he came home.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. And Marsha, my aunt's name is Marsha. She wrote a note for him, and she was like, Khalid went to school with a wrinkled shirt on. So it's a call over the intercom, like, "Hey, Khalid, come to the office." I'm like, "What?" So I'm walking down the hallway I'm sifting through everything I done. I'm like, ain't nobody see that. I ain't done nothing wrong. And I get to the office, I see Bruce in there in the windows. And I'm like, oh, I think something happened to my aunt. I came running. I'm like, what happened? He like, yeah, we finna go home and get that shirt right. I'm like, oh, what? He drove me home. He stood there. He didn't sit down. He stood up and watched me iron my shirt. And then once I ironed it, I put it back on. I thought he gonna drive me back to school. He was like, "Now go ahead and get back to school." Then I had to walk back to school.
And the shirt bent up. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So yeah, Bruce would be the guy I would call.
All right. What you got? Who you calling?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Khalid and Muhammad, I'm close to both of them. But, yeah, all three of us in the car. I got some homies, I got some homies in town, man. I got some cousins. It just depends on the situation and what's going on, man.
Good answer. Good answer.
It just depends on what's going on. I need somebody to babysit, or are we getting shot at? You know what I mean? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it just varies. So the reason why I ask is a lot of people say they wife first, or they husband, or they mama, or they daddy. We in a place now where we use technology for everything.
Yeah.
If this get hacked and my phone get hacked, I don't really know a lot of numbers. The old days, my mom in the mirror, you go in the kitchen on the baseboard, it was numbers wrote on the wall. Or you had to remember when you got a girl number at the skating rink and you want to keep it, you had to write it down and remember the numbers. I challenge everybody to remember the numbers, just in case.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good advice.
And having more than one or two people, you're going through a season. You're going through a season right now where you're dreaming. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if you had 5 people you can call right now that would give both of you guys $100,000 apiece with no question? Do you see what I'm saying? But I think at the same time, we don't have those kind of people because we don't surround ourselves with those kind of people.
Right.
We're so busy worried about fitting in, being black enough, being cool enough, that we don't step out of our comfort zone to meet the right people for those times.
Right.
It's people you call right now, you say, can I get $20? When I'm getting it back.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You call and say, hey, I need this. And they're like, hey, but when I'm getting it back, we have to surround ourselves with people that will love us in spite of. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Been a great interview, man. I thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Y'all could give me y'all handles to the camera where they can look you up at, look at what y'all doing, websites, everything.
All right. Well, you know, we got websites. We got our production company. So that's agakc.com, agakc.com, and then the nonprofit's website, which is F.A.C.E, FACEKC.org, FACEKC.org. Personal Instagram handle is Tehran Mac, Tehran_Mac, MAC.
I'm about to spell my name because ain't finna find me nowhere. So like Khalid, like the singer with the box.
Oh yeah,
the man with the
location.
box, Khalid, yeah. Same spelling, not Khalid, you know, DJ Khalid, but Khalid _, then my last name, Abdulqaadir, ABDULQAADIR. You'll see a picture of me in front of the African Union in Ethiopia.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can Google us, man. You can
Google it.
Listen,
you know you can Google us.
What's next? What's the first thing we got coming up here real soon?
Well, aside from those documentaries, I'm about to re-explore. So I wrote my life story.
Yeah.
I wrote a manuscript. I also converted it into a screenplay. That's what ended up placing at BET. And so I just got picked up by UCLA in a professional screenwriters course where they're gonna, we're gonna revisit that script,
No doubt.
at a higher level because that's always been a project that I've been trying to get produced.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
So the best of luck to both of y'all.
Yeah.
Got a rule of thumb. Never goodbye. I always see you later. May God be your seatbelt. And we be your direction in this thing called life, or vice versa. Until we meet again. See you soon. Be cool. Be safe, y'all.
All right.
Thank you.
What's good with you? How the fam doing? Everybody Gucci?
Slow motion.